Great to have you back on the morning show here on the Rise News. I am Adesola Omorowan.
And I am Rufai Hussein. Good to see you again. Listen, you're looking radiant and special and beautiful today.
My favorite color. Red. We can have a touch of red together.
Yeah, I mean, we planned it.
Well, let's talk about something more serious, and this is pertaining to Lagos residents, so stick by. Recently, the Lagos State Traffic Management Authority, LASTMA, increased its tempo of enforcement of traffic laws within the metropolis. The development has generated diverse reactions. While some say it has triggered jitters among motorists, others are insinuating that LASTMA officials are out to make money. And some others say it's just to make life difficult for Lagos residents. Well, joining us this morning to discuss this and more is Mr. Olawale Musa, the General Manager, Lagos State Traffic Management Authority, LASTMA. Good morning. Thank you for coming on the show.
Good morning.
Welcome to the show, sir.
Good morning.
Sir, a lot of people, in fact, say LASTMA is deliberately out to make life difficult and make money for themselves. Debunk this.
No, I would like to first of all define what you mean by making life difficult.
Making life difficult in the sense that there's an infraction on the road. The essence of LASTMA is to, manage traffic and keep it moving. But too many times is the LASTMA official that is in the vanguard of keeping things there and stalling things because, one, in the end, a financial inducement will just make him move on. Two, in the end, he wants to show, I am the boss. I am the LASTMA official. My Oga, that has happened to me on 3 occasions. Personal experience. 3 occasions.
So you induced personal experience?
I didn't induce.
Okay.
It was when I shouted.
Solicited.
No, it was when I shouted, I am a journalist and this is the right, this is what the law says. That's when the person, what if Lagosians are not journalists?
Is it about knowing their rights?
It's about knowing their rights.
Okay. You see, let me tell you that it's easy to... what happens to LASTMA is that there are a lot of factors that causes traffic on the road.
Okay,
and people have this misconception, and I've heard people say that what LASTMA should do is just control traffic. Let me tell you, traffic management without enforcement is a joke. Anywhere in the world. Anywhere in the world. It's a joke. I tell people, I don't drive when I travel abroad. Do you know why? I'm afraid of the law. Because unlike Lagos, where you can misbehave, the law gets to you, catch up with you. You don't do it. It's the truth. So enforcement is very, very critical to traffic control because it's what makes people behave. Lane indiscipline, people don't stop. Look, people don't stop on zebra crossing. They see traffic light is red, they want to move. They drive against the flow of traffic. There's no same country that you do that and you don't have issues. You don't have traffic on the road.
What about the other aspects that LASTMA is out to make money? Because these laws are not new,
I'm going, I have to talk about it in totality. Okay. I know for a fact that we are Nigerians. By the time you start enforcing, people will take advantage of it. That's why we have several phones where people can lay complaints. Just on Friday, 2 people were paraded, okay, for collecting money from members of the public, okay? And by next tomorrow, they are going to face the appropriate disciplinary sanction because a personnel management board has been set for them to appear. But the truth is between the giver and the taker. We always talk about the taker. How about the giver? Yes, because Lagosians, we are always in a hurry. We look at the fact that if I will be delayed and all those. But the truth is, if everybody does that, we continue to have issues. We continue to have issues. I will stick by my right. I will die by my right. That's the truth. Now, I was talking about what causes traffic, okay? Apart from, yes, we have bad roads, which the governor has said is going to work on. In fact, if you go to Maryland now, 3-4 places, serious work is going on. Everything is encompassing. But what we have realized is that in the past few years, we have been slow in enforcement. And people are taking advantage of it to misbehave on the road.
What are these demeanors?
I just talked about...
No, okay, just... Okay,
let me read me just while I was coming here today, I stopped at zebra crossing for someone to cross. People were on at my back. The lady I stopped for was even thanking me for stopping. For God's sake, it's the right of that pedestrian to pass on the road, on that pedestrian crossing, everybody has to stop. That's the law. Any crime, if you hit somebody on the pedestrian crossing, it's attempted murder. Because the pedestrian has the right of the road. The same thing, traffic light. Why will we put traffic light? And we still have to put our officers to ensure that people obey the traffic light. The traffic light, you know, we have problem with electricity. We power them with solar. Those solar, they keep vandalizing it, removing the batteries, removing the panels. We keep replacing them. We still have to put personnel there for people to obey. Okay? Do I need to tell you that you don't have to drive against the flow of traffic?
What's your reaction to this? Some people are saying some quarter. And it's going to segue into the money part. In fact, at this one, what they said is that LASTMA has a target.
Does LASTMA have a target?
Do you have a target?
I read that, no.
In revenue terms, what the government say LASTMA must bring in.
So how are you funded?
No. We don't even, any money that comes to LASTMA does not even come to, it goes to the central post. So it doesn't make any sense.
But they said a certain amount must come from traffic infraction. In fact, I've had some LASTMA officials tell me that personally, that what if one target? They've given us targets.
Those are mischievous people. They ought to justify their misbehavior on the road. I'm telling you, LASTMA, since I've been to LASTMA, never has LASTMA been given a target in terms of revenue. Never. LASTMA has even been removed as part of the revenue-generating agencies.
Oh, but it was part of it before.
I said, since I've been part of it, I don't know. I've never heard of it. We don't even attend the revenue-generating agency meeting. We don't attend it. We are not part of it. So why do people say that?
But you see, it's not a bad thing for LASTMA to be a revenue-generating agency in the world. Because how? Bigger economies all over the world are funded by infractions. You break the law, traffic infractions, you get paid heavy fine. The British government in the UK, for instance, generates thousands or millions of pounds sterling for breaking the law. And it's part of what is used. But what we are just saying is, it should be in tandem with the law. I mean, because there must be penalty for breaking the law, isn't it? So there's nothing even wrong about, LASTMA having a target. But when you have a target, it's like people are going out to market, like breaking the law.
Let me say it again. Okay. LASTMA has not been given a target. Now we can have a focus. Let me give you an instance. Is that naturally, your zone. You should have, at least I know your zone now. Somebody must offend in a day. Yeah. Why are we not seeing it? It's either you are pocketing it or you are not doing your job. Yeah. Yes, we can say that. But that you are giving a specific amount that you must make, no, you don't do that.
How is LASTMA funded with all those trucks? Sorry about that as well. With your motorcycles and those things.
You fund it. You are the ones funding
taxpayers'
it.
Money.
I fund it. Taxpayers' money.
Okay, let's get clarification on this because there's been a lot of confusion. Does the LASTMA official have a right to jump into your car to effect an arrest? Because under Governor Ambade's regime, he did say at a forum that it's breaking the law. You cannot get into my car. No, I don't agree with you. You see, there are two ways. What the law says is that if you have an infraction on the road, what the law says, so we have to be categorical, is that you should remove that vehicle. The law does not say how it is removed. Yes, it is. We want to be civil, okay? You commit an offense, you sit down, oh yeah, let's go to our yard. I'm telling you, at least 2 LASTMA officers have been nearly killed for just sitting inside the vehicle and they drive them away, they abduct them. One, while the LASTMA officer was being abducted, the driver actually killed someone while running away with the LASTMA officer so that his colleagues could not run after him. He actually killed someone. At the end of the day, people don't descend on the driver of that vehicle. They descended on the LASTMA officer and beat him to a state of stupor. So his colleagues tomorrow will not enter your vehicle while you are there. They will remove you from the vehicle and take your vehicle away. So
why this jump into your vehicle? Because the quick thing is, and I want to address that, because the quick thing is, it's almost instinctive. The first thing they do is...
Open your door.
Open your door. As they open your door, jump in. I've seen instances where a LASTMA official collected the key.
Wait, don't blame the LASTMA officer. Blame the system. Okay. I'll tell you why. Why should I want to even apprehend your vehicle? And that is the major cause of conflict between the LASTMA officer and members of the public. It's the truth. Look, I'm going to office. Yes, maybe I'm absent-minded. I beat the traffic light. The next thing you want to seize my vehicle. The same vehicle, I'll go and pick my children in the afternoon. I will naturally resist. But the problem is, we have a system where if you let that vehicle go, you never see the offender again. Okay? There is no way you can treat the offender. You ask me, yes, they are registered. But we have instances, when I got to LASTMA, those were the things I was fighting against. I had inside 100 vehicles, go and take their photographs. 10 we could not locate. Ordinary 10, we could not locate them. Because Lagosians are mobile. Where you register your vehicle with today, you probably don't live there anymore. And there's no system that says when you change your location, you must inform the vehicle registration agency. So it's a challenge. And you have a lot of people coming into Lagos too. You know, if you know the number of vehicles that enter Lagos every day. So even if Lagos State has its own data, other states don't. So at the end of the day, you don't want offenders to go scot-free because people will continue committing offenses.
Let's talk about these rules and laws. They're about 64.
Yeah.
And this is the Lagos rules of 2018.
Yeah,
a lot of people think that they're very
2018.
new.
No, they're not new.
They're not new. So what's increased attention to it? But some of this, you said this is not punitive.
No,
you released the statement, this is not punitive.
It's more, or it's meant to deter.
Deter?
It's a deterrent.
Well, you have some fines of up to 100,000 for
Yes.
the bullion van. You have 50,000. There's one particular one that took my interest, wrongful overtaking. An additional to the fines of first-time and second-time offender is 3 years imprisonment for wrongful overtaking. What is wrongful overtaking?
Yeah. First of all, let me talk about those laws. You know what we've done in LASTMA? LASTMA does not issue a ticket anymore. For over a year, we don't do it. What we do is that you commit an offense, we take you to the court. The LASTMA officer and the offender will face the magistrate. Okay? And the magistrate decides. You have a right to fear erring. You have a right to say, I'm not guilty, I didn't do this. So it is only when you say, I'm guilty, that issue me a ticket. That's when we issue tickets. LASTMA does not issue tickets to anybody. We don't. So even forget about what those laws, those fines says. Okay, the magistrate can decide. Okay, instead of 20,000, you pay 10,000. What you saw there, that you talk of wrongful overtaking, the magistrate can even say, I'm going to add more money, and you're still going to go to jail. Depends on what the magistrate says. We don't have a right, okay, to give you fine except you opt out to go to court.
Okay, so how are these court processes run? A lot of people say these processes are cumbersome. And how do you even pay this fine? Because, take for instance, if you charge me, I accept my offense, and I just want to pay the fine and go. Yes. I should be able to do a bank transfer immediately.
We do that immediately.
On the spot.
Yes, we do that.
And you'll let me go and you get verification.
Yes, yes.
And secondly, it goes back, while I hardly see highway codes any longer. Because if you can follow all the things written in the highway code, then you will not have these infractions against LASTMA.
No.
So is there a difference between the highway code? Because how do you enlighten drivers?
It's the other way around. You are supposed to know those highway codes before you get to the road.
Yeah, but people don't know them any longer. People don't go to driving schools any longer.
Do you play cricket?
I know about cricket, but I don't play. I watch cricket.
Do you know about the game?
I know overs, yeah.
Can you play
I know innings, I know wickets.
Will you go and play it? You don't know the rules of the game. You won't go into that field.
Yeah.
But you can play football.
Yeah.
You know the rules.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what happens.
Yeah.
I won't play cricket. I don't know the rules. I will enter the cricket field. But I can play football, and I know when I want to play football, I play with my legs, not with my hand. Okay? But you can't go into the football field and expect the referee to start teaching you the rules.
But is it the fault of the people when they can... I've seen people that have never driven a car in their life and they have a driver's license, and they don't even go through a driving test.
Yeah, it's not my own fault. It's not the fault of LASTMA. It's the fault of the system. Like you know, when I said there's a systemic issue. Okay, it is now better. Look, my driver.
Aren't you supposed to educate these drivers?
No, look. I won't educate you while you're on the road. While you're on the road.
When will you educate you?
We have for I will call people. I can come to your office. Come and give you education, not on the road. Because the moment I start educating on the road, how many people do I want to educate on the road?
We have a video, just a short clip on set right now, and you say that's a private vehicle. What do you say to those who say, these rules are selective for private cars and not the commercial vehicles who flagrantly Disobey basic traffic
You see
rules.
this video? If you look at it further, I was actually there. That's me there.
Okay.
You know what happened?
What
You see
happened?
the commercial drivers are very, very smart. Look at those Okadas coming. Do you know what they do? They quickly turn back. The private vehicles, those Okada, they start informing them at the front. So before they even get to you, they are smart. You see the private vehicle owner, so comfortable. We see come and approach you and start explaining to you, and that's when they got caught.
Okay, hang on a minute.
Before we ask that question, we've had to go to a quick break
quick
from our
break,
London
okay.
office, so we'll be back. Great to have you back. You're still watching the Morning Show here on the Rise News. Now we have the General Manager of LASTMA, Mr. Olawale Musa, with us. Thank you for staying with us.
I had a question for you. And this might be true, this might not be true, so debunk it. So a lot of people say LASTMA has a symbiotic relationship with Agberos and commercial bus driver. In fact, these are very strong allegations that the Agberos have a relationship where they pay LASTMA officials, so that's why they can never hold commercial buses. At first, I said it's a lie, but the truth is, I see it. It looks as though commercial bus drivers have absolute immunity. I have never seen...
And they never obey any of the traffic rules.
I have never seen them being impounded for infractions.
No. It's true and false.
Okay, street urchins.
It's true and false.
Yeah.
Both true and false. I'll tell you why I say it's true. That LASTMA officer that we put at the bus stop works there every day. Those Agberu works there every day.
Those street urchins, yeah?
Whether you like it or not, they will relate.
Okay.
Whether we like it or not, they must relate. Look, me and you, we will leave that place, we will complain and go. The same LASTMA officer has to be there tomorrow. So, do you know, if you don't cooperate with them, I've had instances. This happened at Motorways Plaza. In the evening, they gang up and they beat up our officers. It's
Those
not
street
me,
urchins?
yes, it's not me they will beat up. It's not you. It's that LASTMA officer that will be on the road. They beat him up today. He has to be there tomorrow again to work there. You understand? So we have those issues. So sometimes you just have to try and relate with them.
Do you work with other agencies? For instance, these commercial vehicles or drivers, they do have an association.
The union.
The unions. Do you work with them?
Yeah, we relate with the union. But you and I, please, when you're going on the road, when we were growing up, the union, what they do is they enforce the law by themselves. You dare not pick a passenger where you're not supposed to pick. You're supposed to queue. But the union of nowadays, you know, they are only interested in the money they collect from their members. And they're even happy to have traffic. So it's easier for them to collect this money. That's the challenge we have with the union.
It's shocking we don't have bus stops any longer.
We do.
Are you sure?
We do.
Because everywhere in Lagos is a bus stop now.
No, we do. Hey, look, we have a law. You enter a bus on the highway where there's no bus stop. You as a passenger, we pick you up. But something we've not been enforcing.
But why have you not been enforcing it?
So you arrest passengers
it's part of those laws
and drivers.
that you cry foul when we start. You see, it's a gradual process. You've talked about sensitizing people. Now, we put out this law. People are shouting. That's part of our sensitization. And the truth is, before we start sensitizing members of the public, we need to sensitize our staff too. Because there's a need for our staff to be, one, civil, civil on the road, the way they talk to members of the public.
Very important.
The way they comport themselves in the public. Very, very critical. Because if we don't do that, we continue to have issues. Okay? Because the truth is, these staff too are members of the public. They grow from the public. Some of them are not even conversant with some of these rules. Okay? Even though we've taught them before coming in, over years, they need to be, we need to have a refresher course at least. That we have been doing. Okay.
Let's talk about speed limits because it's one of the laws, and I don't
Very
have
important.
but do you have speed racers handheld, or are they installed around Lagos? How do you know when somebody is beating the speed limit?
Right now, in LASTMA, we don't.
So how are you enforce? Are you going to enforce this one?
We might not. You see, all those laws are not laws that we can immediately enforce. You know, when you make laws, you have to think of the future. Because whether we like it or not, we are going to go to a stage where LASTMA will not be run after people. Look, we have advocated in LASTMA that it's easier for us when all your vehicles are registered with your BVN. So when you commit offense, we don't need to run after you. We just, maybe I'm just saying, you alert your bank. Through your bank, you've committed an offense. When you see it, you quickly come. So it's easier for us to pick offenders. Then government will start investing in technology. Okay, so we are thinking of those technology. That's why you have in those laws. Those technology will pick you when you overspeed.
But at first, concerning speed limits, we don't even have designated speed limits on the roads. Like I take, for instance, I ask you, what's the designated speed limit for Olawale Road?
Look,
because in an ideal society,
you know what I would do?
You will see at the start of the road, you will see regulatory signs, designated speed limits for this road.
What you are seeing
if you
now,
go,
what you are seeing,
yes,
I'm telling you, you'll be surprised that you go on the road, you will see it.
But they're not there now.
No, you know what normally happens is some of those signs are usually vandalized. You see, vandalism is a big challenge to us. Where do you call it? Where you have the marriage registry? I can't remember. I can't remember how many times we have put signs.
Speed limits.
Not various signs, no parking, everything. People go there to cut it off. You understand? So it's a challenge. Yes, we need to do more. In fact, it's one of the things the governor, we met with him, apart from the ones you see in public, we have met privately, okay, which we have identified. They are the complaints of the people that we need to do a lot more on signs.
Well, that's for signs. How about helmets? Helmet is one of the laws. Does that include your officials who ride on power bikes without helmets? The police officers also ride without helmets?
Look, if I catch my official riding without helmet, the official will pay fine.
The police?
No, I can't. How?
You can't.
But let me also ask you this. I've seen your officials in the thick of heavy traffic snarl up, passing one way. And they break, you guys break the law. You
should be the example.
You should be the example, but you break the law a lot of times.
Now, is it an official car?
Yes.
Okay, very good. Sometimes, okay, it happens, and I'll tell you why.
Okay.
Why?
When we have traffic gridlock, there's no bike for you to move to go and see what is happening. You understand? You might need, it's just for our sake. But the truth is, that's why I ask if it's official car. Look, the only time I have passed through BRT, for example, is to pick a LASTMA officer driving his private vehicle on BRT. I ran after him, I apprehended the vehicle, and he paid the fine. You understand? Because he was using his private vehicle. But on official, they will give you an excuse. Even the policeman will give you an excuse that there's an emergency, there's armed robbery somewhere happening. Would I be the one to say you should not go? You see people, they will give you excuses, but it's not right. What we should have is, they should have bikes where they can move, you understand? But once they don't have it, okay, they need to quickly move.
Recruitment of LASTMA. A lot of people say, is this same street urchins when the recruitment fund come out that come into LASTMA?
No, it's not.
So how do you recruit?
How do you recruit?
We go through the normal process.
What's the basic requirement to join LASTMA?
It depends on the grade level and where we want to place people on, because we might need more of junior officers, which could be OND and school cert holders. Then if you need senior officers, that means you have to be HND or degree holder. It depends. Let me tell you, in LASTMA, people don't know. I have people that are more qualified than me. You see many of them, masters, 2 different masters. We have those with doctorate degree. No, LASTMA is just a normal thing. Look, I need to tell people, you see that road, that you see that LASTMA officer, it's what brings you and I together. Whether you're a Christian, you're a Muslim, you're male, female, tall, short, Igbo, Hausa, Yoruba, is our common denominator. What we see on the road is a function of the society. What we see on the road is what we see in our various houses. People don't want to obey laws. People want to misbehave. Unfortunately for LASTMA, they are in the center of everything. So it is easier.
Do you feel overwhelmed sometimes?
Sometimes it's overwhelming. Sometimes, yes. Sometimes it could be, I can have like 4 or 5 breakdowns in Lagos. It will seem as if the whole state is locked down. Because for us to even get to where to remove the impediment, some will even get there, we can't remove it. For example, a treated tanker that is carrying fuel, back has a problem. You attempt to remove the thing, tilts, catches fire. You understand? You have to be. There's one we couldn't remove for 7 hours. We left it. We didn't remove until 3 a.m. when we saw that the traffic was down. We can close the road. Yes, it could be overwhelming.
So how do you propose to effect these rules and regulations when it can be overwhelming? You don't have enough officials.
No.
Even for the future.
I didn't
no
say
technology.
I did not say we don't have enough officials. I didn't say that.
Okay, you have enough. So what makes it overwhelming?
What, like I said, like we have breakdowns.
Can LASTMA be everywhere in Lagos at the same time?
No, we can't.
What's the strength of LASTMA?
4,000 plus.
4,000 plus. Over 4,000 officials.
So you think you can effect this rule?
No,
4,000. How many roads are in Lagos, sir?
You know the point about roads.
So do we have close to 4,000 roads in Lagos?
No, we have definitely more than 4,000.
Like 6,000 roads.
Now, look, off our roads, there are so many roads. We need to go and put LASTMA in all those roads. It's not possible now. We only put on the major road. Even on our road, we only have 2 choke points on our road, the beginning and the end. But all those other adjoining roads, we don't have. You can't have LASTMA in everywhere. Look, in Lagos, statistically, 50 new roads emerge in Lagos every year. And that is why we continue increasing. We have more zones. Before, we didn't have LASTMA in Imota, Agbowa. We started having LASTMA there. We didn't have LASTMA in Aboru, Ipaja. We started having LASTMA. You know, as the state keep developing, people start moving into the interland, then you require more officers to do those
So
interland.
I was asking how you plan to effect these rules because of, obviously, more roads, more people who don't understand the rules will break the laws. How do you plan to effect those rules? And would you say that some of them are very vague? I mean,
What do you mean by vague?
There's one, neglect of traffic directions, 6 months imprisonment.
Yes.
What is neglect of traffic directions?
Like for example, people don't know. When you see stop on the road at a junction, you actually have to stop.
But how do you see stop on the road when you say the stop signs have been vandalized?
No, I said when you see stop. I didn't say
when you see
stop on the road before moving ahead. You actually, I said when you see, you actually have to stop. That's neglect if you don't do that. Okay. Look, the laws are there. Let me give you an instance. Bigamy. Why was it removed from our law? It was there more than 50 years. Okay, when a man marries 2 wives, you know that. But some years by fashionable regime was removed because for 50 years nobody was held for that law. Yes, the law will be there. We'll see if we can implement it. You know, in Lagos now we started what we call the ANPR, automatic number plate recognition. What that does is we deploy cameras about. What that does is you commit offense, we will send you messages that you have committed social offense. So we are moving. Gradually, we are going to get to a stage where we will be able to enforce all those laws.
In how many years are we going to get there?
I can't say. It depends on the infrastructure that can be provided.
But Lagos is a megapolis, you know.
It also has to have the finances to do that.
Well, thank you very much. We'll keep an eye on these rules and see how you're effecting them in days and months to come. Thank you so much, General Manager.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.